How we doing, Heather?
Okay, I'm good. There's a couple of spots that I couldn't get to come up. It's like they don't exist in the system. But other than that, I got them all.
Really? What could you find?
There's two spots there's two numbers for the car chiropractic.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 18875, but the 18876 does not exist.
Okay, well that's all right.
And I had to do a search for the
Dan Bussey Ford.
I'm saying that right.
Yeah, Bussey.
And,
uh-huh.
Because the number that's on the sheet is not in the system at all.
Oh.
The one that I got is the same one I used last time, but 1978.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I know that there were two in there. One said call in.
Yeah.
And the other one didn't. Not grab the call in one.
Right.
I remember the one time before that I couldn't find it.
Right.
I was like, no, not that.
Yeah, not that one. That's right. Yeah, whatever one it isn't calling. Yeah, that's the one. All right. But, all right. We can start about whenever you're ready here because the JV game just ended. So whenever you're ready, I am.
Okay, the song has 10 seconds left. Ready?
Oh, we're good. All right.
Or watch this game online at drgnews.com. Now, here's David Burrow.
Thank you, Chuck, and hi, everyone. We are getting late in this high school basketball season. Tomorrow makes double-digit days in February. And for the Miller Rustlers and Stanley County girls, they'd like to play good basketball heading into the final of this regular season. Bit of a rebuilding year in Miller after losing some good players from a team that made the 16 ago. Recently, a win for Stanley County, then another good effort and a loss 2 days later, but again, it didn't happen last week and last night. A tough night in Gettysburg for the Buffaloes as they fell to Potter County. They'll try to rebound tonight. We're at Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre at Stanley County High School, and it's girls basketball. Two teams from Region 6 and Class A. The Rustlers meet the Stanley County Buffaloes. High school basketball on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM KGFX is brought to you by the Miller Press, Car Chiropractic, Miller Red Ultra, Bussey, Crystal Volkertson Agency, your American Family Insurance agent in Miller, Venture Communications, Advanced Engine Repair, Fireman Ranch Supply, Ken Clark Insurance, First Dakota National Bank, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, and Associates Insurance, Real Estate, Electric, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Therapy, and Rehab. We have the live video going at the KGF, the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and at DRGnews.com. And it's brought to you by Bowman Lumber and Video Scoreboard Sponsor in Fort Pierre. And our sponsors include Becky Potts of State Farm Insurance, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, the South Dakota Attorney Section, Dakota Fort Pierre, Cooperative, Bowman Lumber. They bring you our player of the game. And Wegner Auto brings you the scoreboard. Keep track of top in tonight's game with the Wegner. One place to go, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer in Pierre since 1907. Our studio coordinator is Heather Williams. We thank you very much as this busy week for Stanley basketball continues, and a busy time, of course, for the Miller Rustlers, too, although they have only 4 games remaining in their season after tonight. Terrell Newton lost some good players from that team that beat Stanley County in the regional semifinal a year ago, beat Cheyenne Eagle Butte to win the Region 6 tournament, and then lost to Lennox in the SODAC 16. But they came out strong this year, winning their first 3, losing their next 2, but then taking 3 out of 4 more. So they started 6-3, but since then, Terrell's team has gone only 2-5. Their last outing was on Saturday, a loss to Platte Geddes. Platte 47-42. They had beaten Ipswich by 20 before that. So 16 wins may not happen for the Rustlers this year, but with a very young team, really not too bad at 8-8. And for Stanley County, in the words of head coach Keely Braceland, stepped back last night, a 53-15 loss to Potter County in Gettysburg, where the Buffaloes had 3 field goals in the first quarter of last night's game and only won the rest of the way, as the team really struggled, got back into some of the habits that had dogged them a little bit earlier in the season, although Keely still thinks that the progress is happening. Losing the Lakota Tech game to a lack of power last week did not help her team. For Stanley County, this busy week continues, and they have one more game the girls do in Wall on Saturday, and we'll have that for you here on KGFX as part of a varsity doubleheader at around 4:10 on Saturday. Then they go to Kadoka next Tuesday to play Kadoka area, and then the regular season will end in Mobridge a week from Thursday against Mobridge Pollock, and that'll be right here on KGFX as well as Star 99. So it is the final home game for this Stanley County team this evening, but say it's the final home game because there are, of course, no seniors on this Stanley County team. Miller Rustlers and the Stanley County Buffaloes. Girls basketball action. This is the Becky Pottsapa State Farm pregame show. Becky Pottsapa State Farm Insurance in Pierre, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. What is happening in Region 6 in Class A? How does it break down? The stand, only 4 teams playing, of course, of the 7 that are in the region. We'll tell you about it when we come back to Parkview Auditorium in 2 minutes. This is high school basketball on 1060 AM and 107.1 FM KGFX.
If you'd like to earn up to a 30% discount on your auto insurance, then here's your chance. Pottsapa State Farm has an updated version of the Drive Safe and Save app, and drivers everywhere are enjoying the rewards. Millions are now saying it, don't mess with my discount, and you will too. Just download the Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm to get started. Call Pottsapa State Farm agent's office and they'll be happy to sign you up. Call 224-4173 Pottsapa State Farm Insurance and learn more today.
He weighs only 22 pounds. He sleeps most of the day, but he has a lot of squeaky toys. And whoo, boy, does he like to run. If your new puppy or other addition to your family has turned your starter home from cozy to cramped, it might be time to talk to a member of the First Dakota National Bank's home loan team about the competitive rates on our more room for the dog to run loans. Bank yourself at home with First Dakota, because who knew a puggle could take up so much space? Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Miller Rustler fans, it's get your green on. Be true to your school and show your Miller Rustler pride with ready-to-wear Rustler t-shirts and sweatshirts from the Miller Press. Stop into the Miller Press office at 114 West 3rd Street. They can help you get your green on and show that great Miller pride. The Miller Press is published weekly on Wednesdays with everything you need to know regarding Miller area news and sports. They also provide commercial printing, and check out their e-edition at themillerpress.com.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino, from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
Well, we're patiently waiting here at Parkview Auditorium. We're on a little bit earlier than we first figured because the JV was held to just 2 quarters. Stanley County a little low on JV numbers at the moment. But that is done, which Stanley County won. So the Buffalo girls are waiting and waiting and waiting. But we don't see the Miller Rustlers at the moment. Now here they come out of the locker room after the warm-up clock started. I think that may have gotten their attention and Terrell Newton's attention too, so the team's about to start their warm-up. Hey, let's look at Region 6 in Class A. Of course, there are 7 teams in the region, but 3 schools opted not to play basketball this year: Cheyenne Eagle Butte, Crow Creek, and McLaughlin. It's down to the other 4. And going into this night, Mobridge Pollock is the seed point leader. The Tigers into the evening at 41 .688. These Miller Rustlers are in second spot at 41.125. Chamberlain, who picked up a victory last night over Lyman, is at 40.111. The Cubs are 10-8. Miller, as we say, 8-8. Mobridge Pollock went into this evening with a record of 11-5 before they played Timberlake a little earlier. So it's going to come down more than likely to Mobridge Pollock and Miller for that top spot, which, of course, Mobridge Pollock leading in the seed points right now. Chamberlain in third. Stanley County is going to be in fourth, so they know they're going to have to go on the road for their regional semifinal game. And with just 4 teams, it'll take just a couple of wins for a team to make the Sodac 16. It is time to start thinking about that sort of thing because it is quite close. We are not too far away from the postseason in high school basketball. More Stanley County basketball this week for you on KGFX, featuring the Buffaloes, but other teams from around the area too. Here on Thursday night, Buffalo boys, who are in a little bit of funk at the moment, 2 straight losses, including a 31-point loss last night to Potter County and Gettysburg. Another opponent awaits them Thursday. The White River Tigers. Eldon Marshall will bring his team here. We'll come back for you around 7:25 or so here on KGFX. And as we mentioned on Saturday, we will follow the Buffaloes out to Wall, or they will take on the Eagles, a varsity doubleheader around 4:10 here on KGFX on Saturday. But in between, we have Peer Governor Wrestling here on KGFX on Friday. Their final duels of the regular season, the double duel with Harrisburg and Mitchell. That at Mitchell High School, that'll be around 4:30 for that coverage beginning here on KGFX on Friday. So there is a whole lot happening this week. We've got PWU Culver's Classic coverage on 94.5, 100.5 KPLO. Girls play on Friday and the boys on Saturday. There's Highmore Herald in action right now on KPLO. And, of course, the Peer Governor boys playing in Huron right now. That's on River 92.7. We've got Harriet Selby area Sully Buttes on KMLO. We've got Mobridge Pollock hosting Timberlake on Star 99. Yeah, it's a busy time of the year, but it's a whole lot of fun. But here we have the Miller Rustlers and the Stanley County Buffaloes on the Becky Ponce State Farm pregame show. It'll continue as we have our keys to success. You'll hear from both head coaches. Next, the Miller Rustlers head coach Terrell Newton. We'll visit with him in 2 minutes from Parkview Auditorium. This is high school basketball on 107.1 KGFX.
It's pretty obvious the world is moving faster than ever, and that means my health sometimes takes a back seat. Pressing pause on life to call for an appointment, shuffle my afternoon schedule, drive across town for a doctor's appointment sometimes feels impossible. My day just got better because I'm feeling better with the help of Avera Now. I can use my mobile device or computer for an online video visit. It allows me to see a doctor for urgent conditions 24/7. Technology that fits my life with the quality of Avera. Learn how to begin at avera.org/now.
The sports season is upon us. The last thing you want in sports season is an injury. An injury can end the season for you as well as your team. The doctors at Chiropractic Clinic BC are highly trained and educated on prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation of sports injuries. They have a certified athletic trainer and massage therapist on staff, provide high school athletic physicals, and are available 24 hours a day if an injury does occur. Let our doctors and staff be a part of your team. The doctors and staff at Carr Chiropractic wish the Miller Rustlers good luck this season.
Lower your payment with great rates from Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Now is the time to refinance your vehicle with rates as low as 2.49%, plus no payments for 90 days. The same friendly faces and customer service are at their new location, complete with convenient drive-through lane on Garfield Avenue at the Northridge Plaza. Low rates and 90 days, no payments. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Miller Rexall Drug is a locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Pharmacists Trent and Travis care about their customers and provide fast, friendly, and professional pharmacy services to help you get and stay well. Medicare and all major insurances and free delivery service of prescriptions is available, along with check out the old-fashioned soda fountain and gift card mall. Hallmark cards, wine, great gift selection, toy, dollar savings, photo machine, and more. Miller Rexall Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Back at Parkview Auditorium as the Miller Rustlers take on the Stanley County Buffaloes in girls basketball tonight. And we begin our keys to success with the head coach, second-year head coach and the athletic director of Miller, Terrell Newton. Interesting year for your team. Of course, you lost a lot of talent from a good team last year. Good start, a few rough spots lately. Overall, how would you say your team's played to this point?
You know, I try not to reflect on it. I'm just trying to stay in the moment and take it game by game. And it's obviously hard to do, but we got a young crew that works really hard. And I think we've had some ups and downs just based off the fact that we're learning as we go here and getting some on-court experience, which is good for everybody.
Well, you do have such a young team, but they got 8 wins at the same time for a team with. You've got underclassmen, you've got some middle schoolers. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm proud of what we've done so far. I think we've been humbled a few times in some close ball games, and that's good for us. And the thought process is that as we mature and we get on-court experience, that we're able to close out ball games in a fashion that will have us in the win column and not the loss column.
We're in double digits in February tomorrow, so the games in this one tonight is too important. But now they're really important from here on in. How well do you think your team understands that?
I think they understand the importance of each game. And you look at seed points and then you dig a little bit deeper and talk about Sweet 16 and such. Obviously take a game at a time, but we understand how critical each game is, and each night out is an opportunity for us to get better, and we need to take advantage of that.
You've got the good outlook about living in the moment. For you tonight is, had struggles, but they did have confidence with a win 2 months ago. Other games where they played well.
For us, we don't overlook anybody. We respect our opponents, and we come ready to compete. And regardless if their record is 1-13 or it's 13-1, we're going to give them the same respect and play the right way. So that's our goal tonight, is just come here and have fun in the process while we do it.
Miller head coach Terrell Newton, as his team gets ready to go stand. And thanks for the time.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you. In a moment, we'll visit with Stanley County head coach Keith Graceland. Back 2 minutes when 2 minutes go by here on 61.1 KGFX.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
At Jan Bussey Ford in Highmore, we've been building partnerships for life by offering you a low-pressure sales process, no gimmicks, and passing our low overhead savings on to you. Our Ford Certified Service Department with senior master technicians is known for fixing it right the first time. And we offer a great selection of Ford trucks and SUVs, quality pre-owned vehicles, and top brand trailers and Kawasaki ATVs. Shop PioneerGarage.com or call 605-852-2122. Jan Bussey Ford. For reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work, call Ferding Electric. Ferding Electric staffs licensed, knowledgeable electricians to help you with all your electric projects. Rewires or upgrades, residential or commercial, Ferding Electric knows how to get the job done right. Call Ferding Electric at 224-8684. Stop in at 2903 East Elizabeth, just off the truck bypass. See Ferding.com or find them on Facebook. Ferding Electric, licensed electricians, quality service, and dependable products since 1956.
At American Family Insurance, we believe that with the right support, any dream is possible. For auto, home, business, or life, contact us today.
This is Crystal at Crystal Volquartz & Agency Incorporated. Stop in or give us a call at 853-3324.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI. American Family Insurance Company. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Wisconsin, 53783.
Back at Parkview Auditorium, our keys to success continue now before Miller meets Stanley County with Buffalo's head coach Keely Braceland. The win was so big. You played well in the game after that. and then some time off. How much did that have to do with what happened for you last night?
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer that we lost our game with Lakota Tech last week. I think that just kind of takes you out of a rhythm that you're starting to get this time of year and need towards the end of the season. And so, yeah, I think that kind of took away from us a little bit, but, it also gave us a lot of time to work on some things fundamentally, which didn't shine through at all last night. But hopefully we'll come around today.
Well, still, from the start of the season to now, how much progress have you seen with what this team is doing fundamentally?
Honestly, a lot. I mean, I know they're a completely different team from last year, from what people, the fans, my coworkers, the girls, they feel it. Everyone sees it. Last night was a little bit of a setback. We just weren't there mentally. We weren't doing the things that we normally have been doing all season long. So even despite last night, I know, deep inside, I know that we have gotten better every single day.
This may be then the best thing for you to turn right back around and play 24 hours later, right?
Yeah, I'm glad we have a game tonight. I'm glad we have a game Saturday. I'm glad we have a busy week after not having anything last week, and so that's just how you get back into it, is playing games. And so here we are tonight, and hopefully we just see a lot more progress. We start doing the little things right, and hopefully some things go a little bit more our way today.
What's your impression of Miller? A very young team just like yours.
Young. Yep, very young. I know they'll be scrappy. I mean, they have decent programs in the past, but I know they're also in a rebuilding year just like we are, so I'm hoping it'll be a pretty competitive game tonight.
Keely Braceland, the head coach of the Stanley County Buffaloes, and our keys to success here on the Becky Ponsonby State Farm pregame show. Let's get right into the starting lineups. We're not far from tip-off. For Miller, it's Tyra Gates, a 5'6" sophomore in the backcourt, and also in the backcourt is Macy Wordle, a 5'5" senior. And one of the few upperclassmen, the only senior on this team, was an important player a year ago. Jaden Wordle, a 5'7" sophomore, also starts for the Rustlers, along with Morgan Kolda, a 5'4" 8th grader, and Abby Blake, a 5'9" sophomore, for head coach Terrell Newton in his second season as head coach of the Rustlers, with a record of 24 wins and 15 losses, 8-8 this year. Mark Kettlehutt and Tom Magoo are his assistants. For the Stanley County Buffaloes, the starting five with which you're familiar if you follow this team: Taylor Stroop, the 5'3" junior; Maddie Duffy, the good shooting player, and a lot of rebounds for Maddie last night in the game in Gettysburg, the 5'6" freshman. And on the wing, Carly O'Connor, the 5'8" junior; Cadence Hand in the post, the 5'9" freshman; and Jordan Sosa, the 5'10" junior. For head coach Keely Braceland in her first season as head coach of the Buffaloes, her assistant Sarah Konechny. Now let's tell you about the law on the court. It's brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. We'll introduce tonight's officials when we return to Parkview Auditorium in 30 seconds here on KGFX.
Monitor your accounts, especially during the holidays. Remember to track your accounts frequently for any fraudulent transactions, whether through mobile banking or online access. Sign up for notifications or text alerts from your bank that might indicate suspicious activity. This can range from mobile deposit alerts, big purchase alerts, password change alerts, etc. If you receive an alert, immediately reach out to your bank to ensure it is not a scam. Do not click on the link. With questions, contact the South Dakota Consumer Protection Division, 1-800-986.
The officials for tonight's game are Brandon Solek, Todd Johnson, and Doug Sherman. Thank you, gentlemen. The Law on the Court brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates the team, and they remind you to buckle up every trip, every time. That's the Becky Ponsonby Farm pregame show. Stay tuned for girls action at Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre as the Miller Rustlers meet the Stanley County Buffaloes. We will be back with tonight's action after a 3-minute break. You're listening to high school basketball on 1060, 107.1 KGFX.
hometown spirit. Nothing else comes near. Owyhee Federal Credit Union, proud to be your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Wind, drought, fire, insects, disease, together with hail, formed a legion of multi-perils, bent on the destruction of your hard work. Your fields are under constant attack, but the team at Kent Clark Insurance stands by your side in this war. Kent Clark Insurance will give you peace of mind knowing you're covered and your claim will be processed quickly. So protect your hard work. Call Kent Clark Insurance in Wessington at 458-2281. Equal Opportunity Provider.
Hi, this is Dr. John Rounds of Peer Physical Therapy and Rehab. I want to thank the community for a successful opening of our private practice physical therapy clinic in 2020. We want to help you reach your goals in 2021. Back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain? No problem. Give me a call at 494-0257 so we can help get you back in motion. Medicare and most major insurance accepted. Remember, you have a choice where you get your physical therapy, so choose Peer PT.
Data limits and slow speeds holding your home and devices back from their potential? Venture Communications is ready to help make your smart home with our extreme Wi-Fi coverage. No data limits for all of your smart home needs, including camera systems, remote thermostat controls, and streaming needs. Free email address too. Equipment provided and maintained by Venture Communications for worry-free use. To get extreme Wi-Fi coverage, whether you venture in or around your home, contact Venture Communications 605-852-2224 or online at www.venturecom.net.
He weighs only 22 pounds. He sleeps most of the day, but he has a lot of squeaky toys. And whoo, boy, does he like to run. If your new puppy or other addition to your family has turned your starter home from cozy to cramped, it might be time to talk to a member of the First Dakota National Bank's home loan team about the competitive rates on our More Room for the Dog to Run loans. Bank yourself at home with First Dakota, because who knew a puggle could take up so much space? Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome to Lynn's Dakota Mart. Check out their selection in the meat, produce, deli department, and hardware, as well as the rest of the store. The freshest and best quality in the area. Don't see what you need? Just ask. The friendly staff is more than happy to help in any way possible. For any gathering, large or small, Lynn's Dakota Mart is there for you. Special orders and requests too. Smart grocery shopping takes a little TLC. Lynn's Dakota Mart. Thrifty, local, and convenient.
Lynn's Dakota Mart in Fort Pierre brings you the opening tip, which will happen in just a few moments, starting about to be here at Parkview for the final home game of Stanley County Girls this season. But the highlight has happened, a win to break the long losing streak, and a team that wants two. And Keeley Braceland, interesting that she put it as a rebuilding year, but yeah, that's what it is. And still this team has won 8 basketball games. And you could tell from Terrell Newton that he was pretty happy with the progress that this young team has made with only the one senior. Miller wearing their road black uniforms with Pellegrine numerals and letters in white trim. Green stripe on the back below the shoulder. Rustler is written in cursive above the block print number on the front and that block print number on the back below that green stripe. Stanley County wearing their home white uniforms with purple numerals and letters in gold trim. Lady Buffs above a block print number on the front, block print number on the back, with the purple and gold piping on the sides and the SC logo on both sides of the shorts. So for Miller, it's Tyra Gates, Jaden Wordle, Macy Wordle, Morgan Colda, and Abby Blake. For Stanley County, it's Taylor Stroop, Maddie Duffy, Cadence Hand, Carly O'Connor, and Jordan Sosa. Getting close to the end of the regular season for both of these teams, and we ran down earlier about the postseason possibilities, and again, almost no doubt it's going to come down to Miller and Mulbridge Pollock for that top spot in Region with Mulbridge at the moment. Jay Burnham will jump. You can watch us, of course, at the KGFX page with our live stream, the DRG News app, or at drgnews.com. 2, Stanley County will work from left to right in this first half in white, Miller from right to left in black. We hope you enjoy the action. And the lead official, Brandon Stolik, in the air, and it's Miller takes it, and Tyra Gates starts with a left-hand dribble against the usual Stanley County zone defense. Gates on right wing, down low, a little fall away by Blake is missing, and Carly O'Connor has the game's first rebound for Stanley County. In their half-court offense, the ball was thrown away, and there was a problem, of course, for Stanley County last night was turnovers in that game in Gettysburg against Potter County. Pressure in the backcourt as it's left for Macy Wordle for Miller. Down the right alley, she's into the front court. Bounces it for Jaden Wordle. Back to Gates and back out front to Macy Wordle again. Right wing for Morgan Colda. Back to Macy Wordle. 45 seconds gone. Here's a right wing three that's too long by Colda, and a second rebound for Carly O'Connor. Just about a minute played, no score in the game. Stanley County's second possession. Taylor Stroop on right wing below us. The basket nearest to us, but we'll call it left or right. Up front for Maddie Duffy, a good rebounding game for her last night. Sosa at the foul line with a jumper that's too strong. And it's a Miller rebound for Jaden Wordle. So still looking for the first points of this game. A minute 20 in. Gates stops, left it for Macy Wordle left of the lane. And she hands it to Jaden Wordle, who had a pass deflected out of bounds by Stanley County. And Carly O'Connor stood there, said, I'm ready to take the inbound. And the official all of a sudden, wait a minute. No, you're wearing white. It's Black's ball, meaning Miller. That almost worked. It is Colda up top for Wordle with a drive inside from 6 in the lane. Good. That's the funniest thing I've seen all year. 2-0 Miller, 6:18 in the first. I mean, Carly just stood there and said, okay, give me the ball. And the official did before she was, wait a minute. Here is Stroop for Stanley County. Right block for Sosa with a double team. Here's left side. It is O'Connor. Down low, baseline hand hits from 4 feet to tie the game at 2. And working the ball around well there were Stanley County. 5:55 in the first quarter in a 2-2 game. Colda up top for Tyra Gates. Back to Colda, right wing, middle of that wing. Up top, Gates open for a three. It's too long. Rebound loose, and it came to Abby Blake. Miller with a second opportunity with a right baseline drive, drawing a foul on a good move as Macy Wordle. There's the first foul of the game. It's on Stanley County, and it's on Caden's hand. So Wordle will head to the line to try to break the 2 tie. 5:35 left in the first quarter here at Parkview Auditorium, and the first free throw is no good. It's a little short off the left iron. Wordle will try again. 1 of 4 shooting. Stanley County 1 of 2. Second free throw. This one's good. And Miller regains the lead at 3-2. 5:35 in the first quarter. Some pressure by the Rustlers as it comes to Stroop. Back to Duffy. And to Stroop and into the front court. Miller trying to beat Stanley County for the 14th straight time, and a little bump down low. Invading the personal space was Morgan Colda of Miller for the Rustlers' first foul. And about 5 feet to the right of the timeline, right sideline. Stroop into Duffy and back to Daly, and the offense is reset. Colda follows her. Out front for O'Connor. Lob for hand off her hands, and the ball's intercepted as it came down to Macy Wordle. Macy's in the front court. 5:05 in the first quarter. 3-2 Miller with the lead and the basketball. Left-hand dribble started by Gates into the right corner for Colda. A three as the whistle blows. And the official says count it. The whistle blew while the ball was in the air, and I think the foul was away from the ball on Stanley County. And it's Caden Tan's second. They put just 2 on the board, but it looked like Colda was beyond the stripe. But in any case, it counts. It is just a 2, so it's 5-2 for Miller, and they have the basketball back. So a chance for a good trip here already, 2 points, and more the Rustlers hope. 4:49 in the first. Macy Wordle. Bounce it for Colda. Out front to Macy Wordle again. To Gates. To Macy Wordle between the rings. For Blake for a shot that is, this time it's a 3, and it's good again by Colda. So a 5-point trip. Miller leads 8-2. 4:30 first quarter. O'Connor had it knocked away, tried to just punch it ahead. Duffy had it knocked out of bounds by Morgan Colda. So it'll stay with Stanley County. Substitution in for Miller. As Tricia Lammers comes into the game, replacing Abby Blake. Tricia is a sophomore, 5'9". So Miller with a 5-point possession thanks to the foul and an 8-2 lead. Pass is down to Tatum Scott, who is into the game. And a little bit of a scramble here, and head coach Keeley Braceland of Stanley County wants a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 4:17 left. First quarter of Miller game. It's their timeout. Excuse me. Anyway, it's 30. 4:17 in the first. Miller 8. Stanley County 2 back in 30 here on KGFX.
At Avera Health Plans, to South Dakota, and affordable health insurance is essential to running that business. As your health insurance partner, we'll help to lighten the load of managing these expenses in an uncertain market. We're dedicated to rural health care with extensive preventative care services that are good for communities. We'll work with you to create a plan that's both affordable and effective, so your employees have the coverage they need when they need it. You don't have to wait. Call your agent or get a quote at averahealthplans.com/save.
Yes, Miller did gain the ball off a Stanley County turnover. Now a drive on the right baseline by Lammers is good with a foul, and Miller extends their run to 7 in a row, and they lead 10-2 as Lammers, just into the game, hits the bucket and draws the first foul on Jordan Sosa. So Lammers at the line, looking for an 8th straight Miller point. It's on the way. It is good. After it bounced off the brace of the rim, it fell through. 11-2 Miller as the 8th grader Morgan Hoffman enters the County lineup. She's 5'4", and it's Duffy, the freshman, to the bench. 4:04 first quarter. 9 straight points for Miller, I should say, not 8, because it was tied at 2. Now it is 11-2, Miller in front. Pass to Hoffman across the timeline. Breaks away from Macy Wordle. Bounce it to Carly O'Connor. Skip it on the left side. Came to Duffy after Stroop after it was deflected. Now it's stolen away by Jordan Wordle. And Stanley County has a 4th turnover. Left wing outside the arc, Wordle. Up top for a drive into the lane that is blocked down from Tyra Gates by Carly O'Connor. Now a whistle and a foul, and it's on Miller. Second team foul on the Rustlers is the first on Lammers. Tricia Lammers with that foul. Aaliyah Schlechter comes into the game for Miller as Macy Wordle has her first rest. That shot just knocked down nicely on the play by Carly O'Connor. And it's Stanley County basketball looking to break this 9-0 Miller run. 11-2 Rustlers, 3:28 in the first quarter. O'Connor bounce it on the right wing for Stroop. Right baseline, Sosa trying to drive inside, finds Hoffman on the other side. This shot off the rim. Battle for that rebound. Miller could not hang on to it. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Stanley County with 3:16 left in the first quarter. They had it tied once at 2 after a Caden's Hand bucket, but Miller with the last 9 points and the 9-point lead. Into Sosa, right baseline, way under the bucket in a double team. Hands it to O'Connor in the right corner. Top of the wing to Stroop. At the foul line, turnaround by Scott from 14 misses, but Tatum grabbed her own rebound and brought it back out front to Stroop. On the left baseline, it is Morgan Hoffman. Morgan in some trouble, double dribble. Double team forced the double dribble. 5th turnover on Stanley County. And the same problems that cropped up last night for the Buffaloes in Gettysburg are happening again this evening. 2:55 in the clock in the first quarter. With an 11-2 lead for Miller over Stanley County, and it's Rustlers basketball. Into the lane, it's Tyra Gates. Left corner, here is a three that is missing, and Lammers, however, brings down an offensive rebound for Miller. Now the ball is taken away by Stanley County. So that's the first Miller turnover of the game, by the way, and a foul as it's brought down court by Stroop. Or is the ball just knocked out of bounds? In any case, it's a Stanley County timeout. It's a 30. We'll take 30 as well. 2:27 left, first quarter. Stanley County 11-2, back in 37.
Man, what are you doing?
Well, you know, I got in that fender bender, and I have a. I'm a car. I can't.
Oh no! It doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't work that way. Get that dent fixed. Advanced Collision and Repair, 1022 East 3rd Street in Miller. Call 893-0190 for Advanced Collision and Repair, and put down the bubble wrap.
Interesting score that we'll give you when we get a moment here. First, it is Stanley County to inbound. Stroop touched it, and then it went into the backcourt, but she hadn't controlled it, so they let her keep it. 2:24 in the first. Stroop shot from 14 feet left of the lane, missing, rebounded by Morgan Kolda for Miller. 11-2, Miller on top. Gates with a right wing three misses, but she runs down the long rebound, and the Rustlers reset it. And once again, a matter of the Stanley County opponent with a lot more shots. And here's a three that's good on the right wing for Kolda. And Morgan's up to 8 first quarter points, 12 in a row for Miller. A 12-point lead for the Rustlers, 14-2 with 1:50 left in the first quarter. And Keely Braceland has got to be wondering, all this work we've done, and now last night didn't go so well, and this night is not starting well for her team. Down low to Sosa. There's a good play and a pass by Stroop, and Sosa has a lay-in to break that run. 14-4 Miller, 1:30 in the first quarter. Kolda out front to Gates. Left wing for Schlechter. Back to Gates, down low for Blake, who's still in the game, and it's a dual possession. And in fact, that gives it to Stanley County. Or is there a foul? One official said dual possession, and the other official said foul, and the official said foul is going to win out here because it's called on Tatum Scott of Stanley County, and that is her first. Maddie Duffy back in for Taylor Stroop for Stanley County. 14 foul on the Buffaloes. Miller keeps it, 1:21 in the first. Up 14-4. Turnaround, right baseline, little half hook from 5 feet is good by Abby Blake for her first two. Miller's 12-point lead again at 16-4, 1:08 in the first quarter. Sosa in the right corner for Carly O'Connor. Carly, tightly guarded by Lammers, hands it to Sosa. 9 feet right of the lane, missing. Scott trying to grab the rebound, loose on the floor. This time it's a dual possession, so it does stay with Stanley County. Who was 2 of 6 shooting. Macy Wordle's back into the game, replacing Tyra Gates for Miller. Duffy for Stanley County with 53 seconds in the quarter. In a double team, loose and able to pick it up and bring it in is Morgan Kolda on the right alley. Down low on the baseline, little short jumper from 3 feet. Wordle hit it, she's up to 5. 18-4, Miller in front. A 16-2 run for the Rustlers. 33 seconds left in the first quarter. And as O'Connor came down the right baseline, Morgan Kolda picks up her second foul as she is in Carly's way with 31.6 left in the first quarter. So 3 team fouls on Miller, and 2 of them have been on Kolda, who is their leading scorer. Kolda is with 8. 28 seconds, shot clock off, but an O'Connor right corner 3 is off the brace of the rim, and Macy Wordle brings the rebound in for Miller, but the ball's taken away. Now turned over again, a turnover each way. And Miller has the basketball back with 12 seconds. Lammers into the lane. Little half hook. That didn't fall. Sosa with a rebound for Stanley County. Down to 6 seconds left in the quarter. Foul. Another one on Miller here as Stanley County came down the floor with 3.7. And it's on Trisha Lammers, and that is her second. So Terrell Newton's going to have to work around some fouls here. 2 seconds and 1 as it came to Duffy. Can't get the shot away as the first quarter ends. On the Wegner Auto scoreboard at the end of 1 at Parkview Auditorium, Miller 18, Stanley County 4. Wegner Auto, the one place to go. The second quarter in 1 minute here on 1060, 7.1 KGFX.
Lower your payment with great rates from Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Now is the time to refinance your vehicle with rates as low as 2.49%, plus no payments for 90 days. The same friendly faces and customer service are at their new location, complete with convenient drive-through lane on Garfield Avenue at the Northridge Plaza. Low rates and 90 days, no payments. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA. See Oakley Farm and Ranch Supply for all your farming and ranching needs. They offer hardland heating pellets, Gallagher electric fencing, Tartar gates, banjo fittings, water tanks, antifreeze and diesel supplements, muck boots up to size 16, gloves and hats, jackets, coats, and coveralls in sizes up to 5XL. All of this and more at Oakley Farm and Ranch Supply. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. North Broadway, Miller.
Miller with the arrow and the ball as the second quarter begins. 18-4, Miller leading Stanley County at Parkview Auditorium. It was a tie game at 2, and then it was a 12-0 run for Miller, and now they've built the lead to their largest at 14. Macy Wordle into the left corner for Morgan Kolda. Bounce on the left baseline for Abby Blake. Turns around, left it short. Rebound loose came to Carly O'Connor for Stanley County. As the Buffs trying to get their offense going, they're 2 of 7. Miller in that first quarter was 7 of 14 shooting. In the left corner, it is Stroop. Back to Duffy, left wing. Here comes a 3 for Maddie. It's off the front rim. Rebound tipped and came to Morgan Kolda for Miller. Duffy did not hit a 3 in the game in Gettysburg last night. Tyra Gates for Miller uses a Macy Wordle screen into the right corner for Jaden Wordle. Macy Wordle again between the rings up top, still 17 to shoot for Miller in black as you're watching us on the KGFX page at the app or at drgnews.com. Pass too far for Blake down low. It's out of bounds, and it'll be Stanley County basketball, the third turnover on Miller. That interesting score that we promised you, Highmore Herald girls have lost again, this time to Hitchcock Tulare, 52-49. So after starting with 13 straight wins, the Pirates have lost 2 straight. Bounce on the right wing for Hand from 14. Baseline. That misses. Rebounded by Macy Wordle, and she's fouled. As Jordan Sosa crashed into her, and that's Jordan's second foul. 15 foul on Stanley County. So Miller will bring it up 18-4 over Stanley County with 6:42 left in the first half. Stanley County's final home game of this season. Here is a long 3, straight away, banked in by Kolda, her third made 3. She has 11, and Miller leads 21-4. It's 6:27 in the half. Duffy to Stroop. Right baseline, Carly O'Connor. Lost the ball off her leg, and that gives it to Miller. The 8th turnover on Stanley County. So Morgan Kolda has the hot hand from the outside for Miller with 3 threes and 11 points. And Miller's built the lead to 17 now at 21-4. Macy Wordle on the left baseline for Abby Blake. Down low for a cunning Wordle, able to hold on to the pass. And then a foul. And away from all that, it's a foul here on Carly O'Connor. It's Carly's first. Team foul number 6 on Stanley County. Into Blake for a turnaround in the lane. That misses. And O'Connor with the rebound for Stanley County. In big need of a bucket. They're down 17. Stroop out front, guarded by Tyra Gates. They're trying to trap Miller is a lot. We saw this last year with this team. That's how they like to play defense. Stroop with a 3-pointer is missing. And Morgan Kolda has the rebound for Miller. Rustlers in full control of this game. Here is a foul as Morgan Hoffman, the 8th grader who's into the game, reached in. Hoffman's first. That's team foul number 7. That gives Miller the bonus for the last 5:32 of the first half. And Kolda, who's already done the Rustlers a lot of good tonight, is on the line now for a 1-and-1. Miller 2 of 3 so far at the foul line in this game. Front end of the 1-and-1, good. 22-4 for Miller. Kolda will shoot again, and she will be replaced if she hits this one. A dribble, 2, 3, 4. Spin, fires, hits. 23-4 for Miller. As Kolda is out in favor of Aaliyah Schlechter. Let's set Stanley County's 5. Carly O'Connor, Maddie Duffy, Taylor Stroop, Jordan Sosa, and Tommy Martin, the freshman who has just come into the game for Stanley County. And a walk here on O'Connor is turnover number 9 on Stanley County. Let's set Miller's 5 then. First substitution is Stanley County. Brings Hoffman back into the game as she had gone out briefly. She comes in for Maddie Duffy. But let's set Miller's 5. Macy Wordle, Tyra Gates, along with Aaliyah Schlechter and Jaden Wordle. And here's a left wing 3 that's missing, but the rebound is for Jaden Wordle. And here's a right wing 3 by Macy Wordle, and she hit it. Macy has 8 4-made threes for Miller. They're up 26-4 with 5 minutes left in the first half. Martin, pass knocked down, still made it to O'Connor from the baseline, back out front to Martin, to Sosa in the lane, stutter step over, double team, hit it. Jordan Sosa has 2 of the 3 Stanley County buckets. 26-6 Miller, 4:44 in the first half. Macy Wordle from Aaliyah Schlechter. Now bring it on the left side for Jaden Wordle to Macy Wordle again. 4:30 in the half as Schlechter brings it on the right side for Gates. O'Connor out there to guard her at the top of the zone. Runner in the lane is high off glass, but it's Schlechter able to bring down defensive board. Didn't hit the rim, so 5 on the shot clock. And a drive. Counted with a foul. Very end of the shot clock. It is a drive by Tyra Gates that goes with a foul to make it 28-6 Miller, and Jordan Sosa has just picked up her 3rd foul. She'll come out. Tatum Scott is in. First 2 for Gates gives Miller a 22-point lead again, and she'll try to complete the 3-point play. On the way, and rolls around and stays down. 29-6 for Miller. 4:15 left in the first half here at Parkview Auditorium, as Miller playing well in another evening of frustration so far, a 2nd in a row for Stanley County. Lob on the baseline came to Martin on the left side, didn't fall, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds by Stanley County. It'll go to Miller. Boys action, by the way, in Double-A. Pierre trying to rebound from a 34-point loss at Brandon Valley on Saturday is leading at Huron at the half, 26-23. Brian Oakland has that action on River 92-7. Tyra Gates steps into the lane. Yes, she walked. Took the step before making the pass off the pivot foot. That's turnover number 4 on Miller. But most things going right for the Rustlers. They lead Stanley County 29-6, 3:48 left in the first half. Hoffman into the front court. Out of a double team, back out front to O'Connor. Top of the right wing to Stroop. Macy Wordle there, the guard. Her in a pass low is knocked out of bounds by Miller out of the hands of Tatum Scott. Tatum had it, then she didn't, because I think that was Schlechter that got a hand on it. So Stanley County will inbound. Right baseline. Below us, we're in our typical perch in the right corner here. With 21 to shoot. It's into Stroop. Right of the lane, an 8-footer off the rim, rebounded by Aaliyah Schlechter for Miller. 3:27 in the half as Gates sets it up. Right wing for Schlechter, middle of that wing, Macy Wordle. Between the rings for Schlechter. Back to Wordle outside the arc, drives into the lane, stops, handed to Schlechter. Left wing three, good. Aaliyah Schlechter hits three. The fifth made three for Miller. 32-6 is their lead over Stanley County with 3:04 to go in the first half. And then a double dribble on Taylor Stroop. And the frustration already evident for Stanley County. Shaylee Anderberg is coming to the game for the first time for Miller. As Morgan Kolde also is back into the game. She is leading Miller with 13, Macy Wordle with 8. And here is a Kolde 3 again, but this one misses. Schlechter follows. That one is left short, and a held ball on that rebound. And the arrow is pointing to Stanley County. So the Buffaloes will have the basketball back with 2:47 in the first half. Down 32-6 to Miller. Stroop waving her way through the defense to Martin down low and put it in. Nice job by Stroop. Weaved her way through the attempts at the trap, and Tommy Martin has her first 32-8 for Miller. Right back with a right wing three is Morgan Kolde. Missed it, but ran her own rebound down in the right corner, and then Miller throws the ball away. It's out of bounds. Stanley County makes a change, brings Morgan Hoffman back into the lineup, and brings Rachel Runge, the freshman, in for the first time. Only 9 players available for the Buffaloes, and they turn the ball over. Aaliyah Schlechter, right wing for Morgan Kolde, 2:10 in the half, all Miller. They're up 32-8 over Stanley County. Macy Wordle with a right wing baseline drive, nice move, and lays it in. Macy's up to 10. 34-8 Miller at a minute 55 in the half. Just made that drop stick to 3 defenders and nothing to it for her. Duffy left baseline for Hoffman for Stanley County. Morgan bounced past to Duffy in the left corner. Moves past Macy Wordle. Put it in with a foul. Maddie Duffy has her first bucket of the game, and she'll head to the foul line. 34-8 now for Miller, as this foul is on Shaylee Anderberg, her first. And team foul number 5 on the Rustlers. As Duffy will try to complete the three-point play. 34-10, I should have said. That free throw's good. Now make it 34-11 for Miller. 1:40 in the half. Down low pass nearly too far. Good catch and a lay-in as Shaylee Anderberg was able to take it under the bucket for her first 2. 36-11 Miller, 1:28 in the first half. Duffy across the Buffs logo in the center circle. To the right wing, skip it for O'Connor. A little lazy pass, but Hoffman is there to pick up the loose ball. Finger roll left short, and Anderberg with a rebound for Miller. 1:10 in the first half. Pass nearly too far for Kolde, but she's able to catch it. Macy Wordle inside the arc on left wing now with a minute to go in the half. Back out front for Schlechter. Hands it on a weave for Kolde. Now for a right circle, half circle jumper that is missing by Kolde. And Carly O'Connor with a rebound for Stanley County. With 44 seconds left, first half. Miller by 25 at 36-11. Carly O'Connor into the lane with a lob. She's fouled. A little push by Emily Gibson, who entered the game a moment ago for Miller. He is a 5 junior, and that's foul, team foul number 6. They're going to say that's in shooting. Looked like a pass, but Stanley County will take it. O'Connor has 2 free throws. First one misses as she tried to bank it in. Tatum Scott back in for Stanley County as Rachel Runge comes to Keely Braceland's bench. One more for O'Connor. 5 quick dribbles. Tried to bank it in again. Missed again. O'Connor grabbing her own rebound, turning around and missing. And it is Anderberg with the rebound now for Miller, and all the way down the floor and putting it in on a layup is Emily Gibson. Her first two make it 38-11 Miller. 17 seconds left in the first half. Duffy, Maddie fell down, bringing it to Martin on the left side, trying to steal it, not staying in bounds is Colden. So Stanley 10.3 in the half. Now Colden out, Jaden Wordle back in. Stroop in for Carly O'Connor for Stanley County. A 10.3 in the first half, which has been dominated by Miller. And a 12-0 run in the first quarter after it was tied at 2. They've been in control ever since. 8 seconds. Stroop, pass from Martin, moves into the lane. Good! Tommy Martin has hit 2 buckets. 1 second, Miller won't get a shot away. And it's a 25-point Miller lead at the half. On the Wagner Auto scoreboard, Miller Rustlers 38, the State County Buffaloes 13. Wagner Auto, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer in Pierre, 1907. Stay tuned for the HS Midwest Cooperative halftime report for half stats. We'll do a few more and we'll turn into this is high school basketball. 61 AGFX, 5 EFX at the DRG News, Golden Buffalo Casino, and DRGnews.com.
Each South Dakota operates differently, and that means insurance is unique as every farmer in the field. Fisher Rounds and Associates gets to know your operation before we find a policy. That way, you can make sure you have what you need. Contact Fisher Rounds and Associates. See what it means to have us at your service and your side. Fisher Rounds and Associates, serving South Dakota farmers with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
The Miller Press, one-stop shopping for your business. Their commercial print shop can make the business of doing business a breeze. The staff at the Miller Press can help you with letterhead, printed envelopes, invoices, sales tickets, business cards, as well as products such as napkins, silverware, to-go containers, toilet tissue, and uniforms. They do customized printing on paper, clothing, and now offer instant photo print, multiple paper sizes. Stop into the Miller Press office for more information. 114 West 3rd Street in Miller, or call 853-3575. Miller Press. For reliable, safe, efficient, and economical electrical work, call Ferding Electric. Ferding Electric staffs licensed, knowledgeable electricians to help you with all your electrical projects. New construction, rewires, or upgrades, residential or commercial, Ferding Electric knows how to get the job done right. Call Ferding Electric at 224-8684. Stop in at 2903 East Elizabeth, just off the truck bypass. See Ferding.com or find them on Facebook. Ferding Electric, licensed electricians, quality service, and dependable products since 1956.
Now, we don't have to tell you that farming gets more complicated every year, but what we can do is bring you Allegiant Seed from CHS Midwest Cooperative. Allegiant brings you leading traits that fits your farm plan perfectly. These are proven farm solutions made simple. And because Allegiant is a trusted team that knows your land, choosing Allegiant Seed might just be the simplest decision you make all season. For more information on Allegiant Seed, contact your local CHS Midwest Cooperative today.
At Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre at the half, and it was a first half that was controlled by the Miller Rustlers, who lead the Stanley County Buffaloes 38-13 on the Wagner Auto scoreboard. This is the CHS Midwest Cooperative halftime reports. I'm David Burrell. Thank you for joining us. Our studio coordinator is Heather Williams. Let's look at what happened in the first half here. Miller led by the 13 of Morgan Colda, and Morgan hit 3 3-pointers. Macy Wordle also in double figures with 10. Tyra Gates, Tricia Lammers, Aaliyah Schlechter each with 3. Leander, Emily Gibson, and Abby Blake with 2 each for Miller. Jordan Sosa led Stanley County along with Tommy Martin with 4. The freshman with a couple of buckets. Sosa, however, also with 3 personal fouls. Maddie Duffy scored 3, and Cadence Hand had 2 points. Miller, 48% shooting on 14 of 29, 5 of 11 on threes, 5 of 6 at the line. Stanley County, 6 of 17 shooting, 35%, 0 of 2 on threes, 1 of 3 at the foul line. 11 turnovers on Stanley County, 5 on Miller. Rebounding advantage for the Rustlers, 17-10. There was one tie early on at 2, and then after that, it was 14 straight points for Miller as they took control of this game, which they lead at the half by 25 by a score of 38-13. Stanley County boys next in action on this floor on Thursday night. White River Tigers will come in, and they're coming off a big win tonight that we'll tell you about in just a second. But that game around 7:25 on Thursday evening for you here on KGFX. And then we'll have action of both Buffalo teams in Wall on Saturday. It's a varsity doubleheader with the Wall Eagles in the town with that certain store and the Big Dinosaur. We'll have it for you around 4:10 here on KGFX on Saturday. But White River went into Winter tonight. Of course, Winter, who comes to Pier on Friday, varsity doubleheader, in fact, with the Governors. Winter entering the Class A boys poll this week, but beaten tonight by White River in boys action in White River. That final was 70-68. You figured that would be a good game, and it certainly was. In girls action tonight, Mobridge Pollock is leading Timberlake at the end of 3. That is a 38-32 score. We mentioned Mobridge Pollock on top of the seed point standings in Region 6 in Class A, so they'll certainly stay there if they hold on for that one. And up by 6 at the end of 3. That game is on Star 99, of course, with Andy Shoemaker. Pier Governors having a good night in Huron tonight in boys basketball. Terry Becker's team is leading Huron at the end of 3, 48-35 at Huron Arena. That game on River 92.7 with Brian Oakland, and also in AA boys basketball tonight, Brandon Valley with a win at Watertown, 55-41. So not the 80 points they put up on the Governors the other day, but that Lynx team is good. And in AA girls action today, Watertown with a win over Yankton, 44-31, and O'Gorman beats Harrisburg 48-44. Of course, the Knights have suffered some losses, including a couple to Brandon Valley, but that's a good win for the Knights, beating the Tigers. That was on O'Gorman's floor this evening. Miller Rustlers have been back out for a few minutes. Now the Stanley County Buffaloes back on the floor as they continue to warm up for the second half, as Miller looking for win number 9 with this young team, trying to go 9-8, has a 25-point lead over Stanley County. Yeah, we told you about what's happening Friday. It's like the old days at the Riggs High Gym. A varsity doubleheader is Winter will come to town, a late addition to the schedule for both Governor teams, of course. Winners girls 13-2, of course. We almost came back against top-ranked St. Thomas More, but lost last week, but still a very, very good team that Larry Aker has. And then we told you that's just the second loss of the season for the Winter boys, the loss in White River tonight. But they will give the Governor boys all they want. That coverage begins at 5 o'clock on River 92.7 on Friday. Don't forget, here on KGFX on Friday, it's a double duel for Pier Governor Wrestling against Harrisburg and Mitchell at Mitchell High School, and that'll begin around 4:30 on Friday. That's the CHS Midwest Cooperative Halftime Report. Second half coming up here from Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre, where in girls basketball, it's Miller leading Stanley County at the half 38-13. The second half in 2 minutes on 1060, 107.1 KGFX. We're back at Parkview Auditorium in Fort Pierre where the second half is about to begin. And the Miller Rustlers have a 38-13 lead over the Stanley County Buffaloes. Second half throw-in about to happen, brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart in Fort Pierre. It'll be Stanley County's basketball, driven by the Office of Highway Safety. Or, excuse me, Miller's ball, I should say. Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, he said again. 1060 KGFX Pierre, rebroadcasting on K296FI, 107.1 Fort Pierre. Don't text and drive, stay alive. Kyra Gates, Jaden Wordle, Macy Wordle, Morgan Kolda, and Abby Blake. And head coach Terrell Newton did not like something he saw in this first possession. So he takes a 30-second timeout. So it'll be 7:49 third quarter. 38-13 Miller leads Stanley County. Back in 30 here on KGFX. Inbound to Tyra Gates. So this possession will start again for Miller. Terrell Newton really didn't like something. Bounce down low to Blake. Put it in. She took the pass from Macy Wordle. Maybe he said do that. 40-13 Miller. 7:30 left in the third quarter. Baseline thrown over the rim by Cannon's hand. And a foul on the rebound on Stanley County after the rebound was taken by Macy Wordle. The foul is the first on Carly, should be, I think, the second on Carly O'Connor. Anyway, it's Gates into the front court with 7:20 left in the third quarter. For Miller, bounce. That's a double dribble. Yeah, because she was trying to pass to someone in the lane. No one was there. She had made a bounce pass. She reached over and picked it up. You can't do that. 7:16 in the third. Miller 40, Stanley County 13. It is a bounce on the right baseline for O'Connor. Back out front to Maddie Duffy. A minute gone in the third quarter. Here's a pass stolen away. Good play there as it's taken away by Morgan Kolda, and it's knocked out of bounds. 12th turnover on Stanley County, and Miller will inbound under the bucket below us. If you're watching us on the KGFX page at drgnews.com or on the app. By the way, download that app if you haven't. Miller at the bucket to our right in the second half. Stanley County goes to the left. Macy Wordle for Blake from 6 feet. Oh, rimmed out. Went halfway down, came out. Maddie Duffy has the rebound for Stanley County. Up front for Stroop. Taylor. And on the right side for Maddie Duffy. Cross court for O'Connor. Here's it's knocked down by Kolda, but back to pick it up is Stroop. Still 15 to shoot. Baseline, a jumper by hand is partially blocked and left short. And Jaden Wordle has the rebound for Miller, and the Rustlers are into the front court up 27. Here's a drive as on the left baseline, O'Connor in the way of Tyra Gates. They're going to call Carly with a foul. They've got 2 on the board, but I actually think it's 3. But anyway, it's Tyra Gates for a couple at the line. She had a free throw in the first half. Miller went 5 of 6 at the foul in the first half. First one misses. Back in for Miller. Abby Blake comes out of the lineup. 6:13 in the third quarter. 40-13 Miller. One more free throw for Tyra Gates. This one rimmed out, rebounded by Carly O'Connor for Stanley County. To Stroop, to hand in the left wing just inside the arc, back to Stroop, in between the rings, pass down low through 2 hands, but Lammers is able to take it away. Then it ends up in a held ball, and it does stay with Miller. So Lammers getting her hand on, or stays with Stanley County, I should say. Lammers did get her hand on the pass, but then had it tied up, so a turnover each way there. O'Connor knocked out of bounds by Tyra Gates of Miller. O'Connor in the left corner. Inbounds. Duff can't hang on to the ball. Taken away by Colda. Down floor all alone for a Tyra Gates layup. 42-13 Miller with 5:43 in third quarter. Then as Stroop came down the floor, she's fouled. That's the third on Colda of Miller. So right in front of the Stanley County bench, just to the left of the timeline, right baseline, O'Connor inbounds to Duffy. Miller still trying to trap. Sosa on right wing to Duffy. Sosa with 3 fouls, of course, to O'Connor in the right corner. Carly with an 11-footer that misses, but an offensive board missed by hand. Cadence with a chance for a follow. It did not fall. And instead the rebound is to Wordle, Jaden Wordle, that is. Pass knocked out of bounds by Stanley County on the baseline. Stays with Miller. They still have 27 to shoot, and they have a 29-point lead. Lob out front for Tyra Gates, using a Lammers screen, drives into the lane. Foul before the shot. She did put it in, but it won't count. But it is a Stanley County foul, and it's number 4 on Jordan Sosa, who has a couple of buckets, but a foul-filled night otherwise. Macy Wordle inbound, left baseline. Out front to Colda. Morgan, who's leading Miller in scoring with 13. Wordle in the left corner, back out front to Tyra Gates. Right wing right below us, Wordle outside the arc. Scott getting a hand to the ball. Ends up being a held ball. Stays with Miller with 5:01 left in the third quarter. And still 21 to shoot for the Rustlers as Tommy Martin, who had a couple of first-half buckets, will come back into the game for Stanley County. But first, head coach Terrell Newton of Miller wants a full timeout. We'll take a minute here. 5:01 third quarter. Miller 42, Stanley County 13. Back in a minute on 1060 107.1 KGFX. Miller has 21 to shoot and 5:01 left in the third quarter, and up 29 on Stanley County. Boys action, Stanley County, White River, 7:25 here on KGFX, right here at Parkview on Thursday. Right wing corner 3 from Macy Wordle misses, but it's Colda with a rebound to keep it alive. And out front for a 3 that's missing by Gates. Tommy Martin runs the rebound down this time for Stanley County. All the way drive, but left the layup short and held ball on the rebound. Keeps it with Stanley County. Boy, Tommy Martin is showing something in this game. A couple of buckets in the second quarter for her. Aaliyah Schlechter is back into the Miller lineup as the pass comes into the right corner for Duffy from 17. Maddie shot a little long. Tyra Gates with a rebound for Miller, who's been in control since first quarter in this game. All the way down low, a layup attempt left short. Gates steals it back, though, and lays it in. Just took it right away from Caden's hand, who had gained the rebound, and Miller now has a 31-point lead at 44-13 with 4:08 left in the third quarter. Lob to Scott. Tipped away from Tatum, but she's able to regain it. Bounce it back out front to Duffy. For Martin on the right wing. She's earned this extended playing time. Had it knocked out of bounds by Miller. And they got to stop that shot clock. Hold on. The game clock does keep running with a 31-point deficit, but they ran about 4 seconds off the shot clock they should not have. It says 4. There should be more than that. Stanley County just threw the ball away anyway to make that point moot. 3:31 as the clock runs in the third quarter. And Miller on top 44-13. So we have running clock. It'll be this way unless the deficit reaches below 20. Gates out front for Miller. Tyra with a drive to the rim, missing. Rebound deflected and came to Jordan Wordle. Gates again with a drive, and she's fouled this time. So Gates will be back on the line. It's the first foul on Taylor Stroop, Stanley County, with 3:04 left in the third quarter. Miller as the first free throw misses. Hoffman in for hand. This was all game, and then it was 14 straight points for Miller, and they have been in control ever since. Gates trying again at the line. This one rolls in after she'd missed 3 straight. And Journey Palmer makes her first appearance for the Rustlers. In for Gates. Journey Palmer is a freshman, 5'6". 45-13 Miller. 3:04 left in the third quarter. Into Hoffman. Still some pressure in the backcourt by Miller. Duffy, too far for Stroop. Thrown away. And picked up by Shaylee Anderberg, who's back into the game for Miller. 2:50 in the third quarter. Schlechter. Left wing pass for Palmer. Now on the weave, a drive, stopping his Gates. Back out for a left wing 3. That is good by Schlechter. Her second made 3. 48-13 Miller at 2:30 in the third quarter. So the Rustlers will have win number 9 this season. With this young team, only one senior. There are middle school players on the roster. A baseline drive by Taylor Stroop. Offensive foul as she cleared out on Journey Palmer. Taylor's second. Team foul number 5 on Stanley County, and turnover number 18 on the Buffaloes. 1:55 in the third quarter. It's in the front court to Schlechter on right wing. Aaliyah, right of the lane. Ran over Stroop. They're going to call Taylor a foul, saying that she wasn't set, and count the bucket. Schlechter up to 8 off the bench. Another foul on Stroop. That's third. And they've all been in this third quarter, and it's 50-13 for Miller. As now Taya Pawlowski comes into the game for the first time, replacing Jaden Wordle for Miller. Meanwhile, Schlechter will try to complete the three-point play here. 5 in the quarter and 8 in the game for Aaliyah off the bench. Her free throw is no good, but a rebound by Shaylee Anderberg draws another foul. Miller still has it. That was, in fact, team foul number 6. I said 5, it was number 6. This one is team foul number 7, and it's the second on Tatum Scott. So Anderberg at the line. This is a 2-shot foul, and the first is good. 51-13 Miller. Tatum Scott out. Rachel Runge, who appeared briefly earlier for Stanley County, back into the game now. Anderberg with her third point. One more to try to make it a 39-point lead with 1:40 left in the third. This one is too strong. Held ball. Ooh, on the rebound, and Maddie Duffy went down hard. It stays with Miller. Duffy's up and all right, but she hit the floor hard. Clock runs with 1:30 left in the third quarter. 13 for Colda, 10 for Macy Wordle, 8 each for Tyra Gates and Aaliyah Schlechter for Miller. and they lead Stanley County 51-13. Inbound for Schlechter in the half circle. Hand on the right side for Journey Palmer. Using a Pulaski screen. For Anderberg. Feed on the left baseline. And a held ball. This one's going to give it to Stanley County as Schlechter was tied up down there. Runge in on that play. With 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Next game for the Buffalo girls of Stanley County. Again, Saturday at Wall. We'll have it for you here on KGFX. That starts a varsity doubleheader around 4:10 on Saturday. Morgan Hoffman for Stanley County here. Out front to Stroop with 34 seconds in the quarter. Bounce it to Hoffman. Down to 30 seconds. Tries to drive on Schlechter. Now Stroop with a jumper from 14. She hit it. Taylor Stroop's first field goal of the game. 51-15 for Miller with 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Palmer. Lob down low. A turnaround is deflected off a shot by Gibson. Out of bounds, but it'll stay with Miller. After it went through a couple of pairs of hands, and that'll run out the third quarter. At the end of 3, as a long shot misses by Pulaski. At the end of 3 in the Wegner Auto scoreboard, Miller 51, Stanley County 15. Wegner Auto, the one place to go. Fourth quarter from Parkview Auditorium in 1 minute here on 1060 107.1 KGFX.
How you move matters. Avera Orthopedics helps you move freely and live life to the fullest with innovative treatment options customized to your bone, muscle, and joint needs. Whether you suffer from aches, breaks, tears, or dislocations, turn to the orthopedic team experienced in treating every body. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
You can make your home sweet home even sweeter with a whole home Wi-Fi network. Venture Communications 100% fiber optic internet services and managed Wi-Fi is perfect for smart TVs, laptops, smartphones, tablets, and iPads. And eliminate usage of your mobile data when you're at home. Ask about Venture's managed Wi-Fi router to enhance your internet experience and enjoy Wi-Fi in every room of your home. Contact Venture Communications 605-852-2224 or go to www.venturecom.net.
Miller with the ball to start the fourth quarter. They are in control of this game, leading Stanley County 51-15. Miller strong after about the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Pass down low to Pulaski, but it's too long. And Duffy with a rebound, then she's fouled. And reaching back, in fact, was Taya Pulaski for the foul. P-A-W-L-O-W-S-K-I. That's her first. Team foul number 2 on Miller. When we get a moment, we'll tell you what Miller has left. 3 games in their regular season remaining. Yeah, they're going to get to play the full 20. It's not everybody that will. O'Connor with a left baseline drive. Out to Sosa from 12. Left of the lane. Jordan hit it. 6 for Jordan Sosa. Miller leads 51-17 with 7:14 to go. Pulaski into the left corner. Brought back out front for Schlechter. Aaliyah using a screen. Hands it to Pulaski again on that high post. And back out to Emily Gibson. Left of the lane, deflected. Still came to a Miller teammate. It's Schlechter. Foul line jumper left side. Hit it. Aaliyah Schlechter having a good game off the bench. She has 10. 53-17 Miller on top with 6:43 left in the fourth quarter here at Parkview Auditorium. Caden's hand on right wing for the Buffs with a Duffy screen. Back to Maddie. Hand again on the right side. Bounce on the right corner for Martin. Along the baseline. Bounce past to Duffy. Little turnaround from 8 in the lane is good. Maddie Duffy's second bucket. She has 5. 53-19 Miller with 6:15 to go. So the Buffalo offense starting to do a couple more good things. Maddie Duffy, remember a 19-point game not long ago against Lower Brule. She has the chance to be a scorer for this team down the line. Pulaski had a pass knocked down. Good play. Carly O'Connor made the steal. Drove, but then lost the ball. And O'Connor then is down. Uh-oh. Oh, Carly And, she wears a brace on that right knee. And she is at least sitting up, but, oh, boy, she's in pain. As she lost the ball, oh, boy, not what the Buffs want to see. This is a vital player for them, and Carly is having to be helped off the floor to applause. Oh, boy. Carly works so hard every single game, too. This is kind of tough to see. Well, let's tell you what Miller has left. The Rustler girls, they will host Wessington Springs. That's part of a varsity doubleheader on Thursday. That'll be on 94.5, 100.5 KPLO at around 6:10. Next Tuesday, they go to Faulkton to take on Faulkton area. And then a week from Thursday, they go to Highmore to take on the suddenly slumping Highmore Herald Pirates. And that'll be on 94.5, 100.5 KPLO that night. That's what Miller has left. So O'Connor, as we say, had to be helped off the floor. Stroop is back in for Stanley County. Miller's ball, 5:40 left, 53-19. They lead Stanley County. Travel called here on Emily Gibson of Miller. Clock keeps running, 5:29 to go. Bauman Lumber will bring you our player of the game after this game. So stay tuned for that announcement during our post game. Buffalo Boys and White River here at Parkview Auditorium on Thursday around 7:25. Here is a three by Duffy or by Tommy Martin that misses, and Journey Palmer with a rebound before it's knocked out of bounds. Again, White River at home tonight, beating winners 70-68, handing the Warrior Boys just their second loss of the year. The Warrior Boys and girls, of course, will be in Pierre to take on the Governors on Friday. That'll be on River 92.7. Looking forward to that. That'll be a fun night. Here's a bad pass taken away, and Jordan Sosa has it for Stanley County after a Miller turnover. Stroops into the front court for SC with 4:38 left, 53-19, Miller in the lead. Hand with a bounce out front to Maddie Duffy. One-handed runner, left short. Miller wants to go out of bounds. It's Miller basketball. And Keely Braceland wants a timeout with 4:21 left. A full timeout. We'll take a minute here, too. 53-19, Miller leads Stanley County with 4:21 left at Parkview Auditorium. Back in a minute with high school basketball on KGFX.
Lower your rates from Plains Federal Union. Now, time to refinance your vehicle with rates as low as 2.49%, plus no payments for 90 days. The same friendly customer service are at their new location, complete with convenient drive-through on Garfield Avenue at the Northridge Plaza. Low rates and 90 days, no payments. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA. Wind, drought, fire, insects, disease. Together with hail, they have formed a legion of multi-perils, bent on the destruction of your hard work. Your fields are under constant attack, but the team at Kent Clark Insurance stands by your side in this war. Kent Clark Insurance will give you peace of mind knowing you're covered and your claim will be processed quickly. So protect your hard work. Call Kent Clark Insurance in Wessington at 458-2281. Equal Opportunity Provider.
Bounce pass from the inbound ends in a dual possession. It does stay with Stanley County, 16 on the shot clock. Clock runs with 4:10 left. Miller leading Stanley County 53-19. Bounce from hand into Stroop. Turnaround, right-handed hook in the lane, missing. Rebounded by Emily Gibson for Miller. And it went behind Schlechter as she had turned around Journey Palmer. Let the ball go when she should not have a Miller turnover. Good bounce back for the Pierre Governors tonight as they win in Huron over the Tigers, 64-52 for win number 6. Stroop is bumped and fouled by Journey Palmer. That's her first. Team foul number 3 on Miller. Now Allie Mullaney comes into the game, so everyone has played for Miller. 3:10 left. Right corner, Duffy open. Here's a three for the freshman, and it misses with the rebound coming down to Leah Schlechter for Miller. 2:57 to play in this one. It's all Miller. They're up 34-53 to 19. Schlechter on the right wing. Out front for Paige Wordle, who's into the game. So, yes, indeed, everybody has played for Miller now. Lob into the lane, but the pass is intercepted by Jordan Sosa for Stanley County. Down floor for Hand, but defended well, and a tough layup try did not fall. Schlechter with a rebound. Would have been a pretty nice bucket. Miller with 2:23 left in the front court with Paige Wordle to Mulaney and back out front to Journey Palmer. 2:14 to play on the left baseline. With her back to a double team. Now a turnover is Palmer's called for steps. 2 minutes to play as that clock keeps running. Our Bauman Lumber player of the game after this one. Kaylee Stroop for Stanley County on the right wing outside the arc. Back out for Duffy with 1:48 to play. Bounce pass, never made it to Stroop. Oh, yes, it did. She's able to catch the ball while sitting, but then she moved while she was sitting. That's a turnover on Stanley County. 90 seconds left in this one. Journey Palmer for Mulaney, back out front to Schlechter. Right corner for Wordle, back out to Schlechter. And Mulaney in the lane with a one-hander, good. Allie Mulaney with her first two off the bench. 55-19 Miller. We're down to 1:07 left. Stanley County will be 1-15. Miller will be 9-8. Duffy on left wing with 56 seconds to play. At the bucket to our left to Caden's Hand. Bounce in the left corner for Stroop. Back out front to Duffy, and Maddie traveled. Miller will have one more possession. 40 seconds and the clock runs as they will inbound it. It's to Journey Palmer and into the right corner for Paige Wordle. Down low, through a double team, finds an open Mulaney. This shot is short. And Tommy Martin, who's had a pretty good game, picks up the rebound for Stanley County. Couple of second quarter buckets. Here's a pass that's too far and out of bounds. Stanley County turns it over. 14 seconds to play as the clock keeps running as it's inbounded. Stroop trying to make a steal and nearly did. Ends up in a held ball. It'll stay with Miller, but they don't have to inbound now as the clock runs out and the game is over, and the Miller Rustlers have their 9th win of the year, knocking off the Stanley County Buffaloes. Final score here at Parkview Auditorium, the Miller Rustlers 55, the Stanley County Buffaloes 19. Miller now 9-8, Stanley County now 1-15. In 2 minutes, our post-game, including the naming of our Bauman Lumber player of the game. Back in 2 minutes as high school basketball continues on 1060, 107.1 KGFX.
He weighs only 22 pounds. He sleeps most of the day, but he has a lot of squeaky toys. And whoo, boy, does he like to run. If your new puppy or other addition to your family has turned your starter home from cozy to cramped, it might be time to talk to a member of the First Dakota National Bank's home loan team about the competitive rates on our More Room for the Dog to Run loans. Bank yourself at home with First Dakota, because who knew a puggle could take up so much space? Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And now, words of advice from a South Dakota whitetail deer.
Hello, great and strong human. If I may, a word of advice about crossing a highway. Oh, look, bright lights. Whoa, look at the damage I just did. I hope that guy goes to Advanced Collision and Repair in Miller. Yep, only Advanced Collision in Miller can fix that. Oh, look, now I'm a deer angel. This is fun.
1022 East 3rd Street. Call 893-0190.
Your cancer care should be as unique as you are. At Avera Breast Center, our team of experts create a treatment plan that will work best for your type of cancer, using the latest screening, radiation, and surgical techniques. You also have access to holistic approaches to help with side effects and a 24/7 call center for answers to your cancer questions when you need them. Learn more at avera.org/breast or by calling 855-697-2592.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino, from the App Store or Google Play. It only takes a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
A run of 14 straight points in the first quarter gave the Miller Rustlers control of this game, and they kept it thereafter, beating the Stanley County Buffaloes 55-19 at Parkview Auditorium. Morgan Kolda led Miller with 13. They were all in the first half. She also had 5 rebounds. Macy Wordle with 10. Aaliyah Schlechter with a good game off the bench with 10. Tyra Gates scored 8 for Miller, 4 for Abby Blake, 3 for Tricia Lammers, 3 for Shaylee Anderberg, 2 each for Emily Gibson and for Allie Mullaney. Stanley County led by the 6 of Jordan Sosa, who played with some foul trouble tonight. 5 for Maddie Duffy. Tommy Martin had a couple of second quarter buckets. The freshman with a pretty good game had 4, 2 each for Taylor Stroop and Cadence Hen. Miller with a rebounding advantage in this game of 30-17. They shot 47%. The Rustlers did on 21 of 45, 6 of 14 on 3, 7 of 13 at the line. Stanley County 9 of 30, 30%, 0 of 4 on 3s, 1 of 3 at the line. 22 turnovers for Stanley County, 14 for Miller. There was one tie, and it was at 2, and it was right after that that Miller had their run of 14 straight points and took this game over, and they end up winning 55-19 over Stanley County here at Parkview Auditorium. Let's name our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game before we say so long, and we'll do that when we return to Parkview in 30 seconds here on KGFX.
When you need building supplies, there's no need to go anywhere except Bauman Lumber in Fort Pierre. Bauman Lumber is locally owned and offers quality products, expert advice, free estimates, and free local delivery for large or small projects. Whether it's a home improvement project, remodel job, or all new construction, they even welcome special orders. Quality building material and affordable prices for residential or commercial products can be found at Bauman Lumber, 1223 Sale Barn Road in Fort Pierre, or call 223-9762.
Morgan Kolda was a big part of that run to which we have referred, that run of 14 in a row in the first quarter. A big first half for Morgan with all of her points. She had 3 threes with 13 points tonight. Morgan Kolda also 5 boards. She is our Bauman Lumber Player of the Game. Again, next for the Rustlers, Wessington Spring Spartans in Miller at the Armory on Thursday night. Part of a varsity doubleheader on 94.5, 100.5 KPLO at around 6:10 on Thursday with Mr. Darren Boyle. And next for the Buffalo girls, they'll go to Wall on Saturday. Part of a varsity doubleheader here on KGFX at around 4:10. Our next basketball action here on 1060 107.1 will be right back here at Parkview Auditorium on Thursday night when the Stanley County Buffalo boys will try to stop their 2-game losing streak, but they'll have a pretty tall order taking on a good White River Tiger team. And that action at around 7:25 on Thursday evening here on KGFX. On your way home from the game, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you, don't veer for deer. Slow down and stay alert. High school basketball on 1060 107.1 KGFX, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank, Avera St. Mary's Hospital, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, Fisher Rounds and Associates Insurance and Real Estate, Ferding Electric, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Peer Physical Therapy and Rehab, the Miller Press, Carr Chiropractic, Miller Rexall Drug, Jambussi Ford, Crystal Volkertson Agency, your American Family Insurance agent in Miller, Venture Communications, Advanced Collision and Repair, Oakley Farm and Ranch Supply, and Kent Clark Insurance. This video will be archived shortly, of course, at the KGFX page at the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com. It's brought to you by Bauman Lumber and Wagner Auto, our video scoreboard sponsor, Sioux Nation and Fort Pierre. And our in-game sponsors include Becky Potts of State Farm Insurance, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Lynn's Dakota Mart in Fort Pierre, CHS Midwest Cooperative, Bauman Lumber, bringing you our player of the game, and Wagner Auto presenting our scoreboard again this evening. Thanks to Athletic Director Bruce Bresee here at Stanley County High School, and thanks also to our studio coordinator, Heather Williams. I'm David Burrow. All Miller Rustlers in girls basketball tonight as this young team picks up win number 9. The final score one more time on the Wagner Auto scoreboard at Parkview Auditorium. Miller 55, Stanley County 19. Thank you for joining us, and good night from the banks of the Bad River in Fort Pierre.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety, 1060 KGFX Pier. Rebroadcasting on K296FI 107.